Well, after a couple of months of dotting about, seemingly fishing a different venue every week, not really settling in anywhere, me and Padwa have decided to come back over to Burghfield for a few trips, because we like it here. And this is my first morning. I started off back in the same swim where I ended up, a new one that I'd cut, which apparently has been fished pretty much non-stop since I left, which is showing in the fact that there ain't really an awful lot out here. By this time of the morning I'd have seen a fair amount of fish topping, and I hadn't seen anything apart from a few tench. But it's a start. Nice to be back. I do love it up here. Something about the big pits you just can't beat. Anyway, I'm going to give it a couple of hours through to the end of bite time, and then wrap it all up, go and have a breakfast in the cafe, and then make my way further into the lake. Go for a nice big slow walk round, reacquaint myself with all the little corners. I trickled a bit of bait into one of my favourite little margin spots yesterday when I got here, so I might end up there tonight, but we'll see. Tonight's a long way off, but it's good to be back. All we've got to do now is find the fish. So, I'll see you later from somewhere else. Glad I got that on video. Padwa, your dad fell in. Oh, I've been soaked, mate. Oh, I know. Drenched. Drenched. That didn't go well, did it? That didn't go well. Come on. Out of the way. Let's start that again. Not good. That wasn't the plan at all. Oh, it's not even drying out now, is it? Right. Well, before that was disaster. The plan was to rake out all the floating weed in this swim. So now I've got two waders full up to the top of water and I'm drenched from head to foot. I'm going to crack on. Being Dave Lane. Nothing can ever go easily, can it? I found in the weed. Mr. Crayfish. We find one in the bottom of my wader in a minute. Alright. Good boy. You just move all that stuff around there for me. That'll be a right result. Crazy dog. No, here. Idiot. Another stick. Oh, stick. It's coming with that. Oh. I don't know if I class that as a success or not, really. Object was to get the weed out, and I got the weed out, so it was successful from that point of view. Probably not so much on doing it comfortably though. I might have got a little bit of water in my waders. More in this one. Let it come off. They're going to take some drying out. A bit like my socks. Spare you the trousers, I'll turn it off. Nobody wants to see that. See you later. So how much floating weed do you reckon that's going to put back in my swim after I've just raked it all out? I was sure they wouldn't be out tonight, not on a Monday night, not on a school night. But they are. No rods in the water, and they're going to probably be out for the next 2 hours. They usually go in about an hour at the most before dark. I'm soaked from head to foot. My swim's full of floating weed again, I can see it coming in already. I've got no baits in the water. I think I'll open a speckled end. Morning. Well, a bit of, oh, what was that? One of the first things I've seen showed, that is. Tench, I think. Well, it was a fairly uneventful night, apart from a tench at 3 o'clock in the morning. From under that island out there. This floating weed is an absolute nightmare. I reckon if the wind got up, you just get wiped out over and over again. Despite all my efforts throwing myself in and then dragging out all that weed yesterday, as soon as that boat buggered off, There was rafts of it dislodged, all drifting about all over the place. I don't know if you can see that all in the margins down there. But there's no shortage of weed. Strangely enough, there's absolutely none on the bottom in this section. As you can fish all right, it's just keeping the lines in one place. But I've seen very, very little to encourage me. Well, nothing. I haven't seen any carp at all. And you get a very good view of the pond from here. See down into all the shallow bays there, up the channels, and out into the main speedboat channel. There's also lots of little bays all tucked away in here and behind all these gaps in the islands. Well, I've not had much chance for filming today. I packed up from Speedboat Point this morning, having only had that one tench in the night. I've been wandering around most of the day. It's been roasting hot for September, which is really, really not what I wanted. I prefer it was low pressure and wet and windy, to be honest. But, I don't know, it must have been 22, 23 degrees, I suppose. Anyway, I wandered round, I've looked here and there and high and low, and I've seen absolutely nothing apart from weed. Tons and tons and tons of it, all floating all over the place. So I've ended up coming back to where I started off, put it all in the car and drove, it was about a mile around the village I suppose, and ended up setting up back in the swim I'd done the first night in. Had another little go at raking some weed. There was a load of floating weed just round here, extending right across. I couldn't get my lines down. I thought the boats might come out again, so I waded out and dragged tons of weed out. I waited till last knockings and got my rigs out, and boats never came out anyway, so I could put them out earlier. But they're all settled in now for the night. So that's not really ideal conditions at this time of year. It's bloody awful conditions at this time of year, high pressure and hot. The baits are in the water, so who knows, always a chance. Always a chance, isn't there, Padwa? Hey, always a chance? A good boy? That's one can't be bothered dog. Do you want dinner? He really ain't going to play for the camera, is he? Bless him. Right, let's see what the night brings. Well, that's it for this session. 3 nights, 3 days running about all over the lake, dragging out weed, falling in, drying out, getting wet again. It's been eventful, but not on the fishing front. I had that one tench when I was fishing right up the other end on Speedboat Point. And that's it. I haven't seen a definite carp. I've seen one possible at Mega Range, just tucked behind an island, 3 days ago. And apart from that, I haven't seen a thing. So much for the September harvest moon. It's been absolute rubbish. Mind you, it's massively high pressure, sunny, hot. It's not really perfect conditions for September. Couldn't be worse really. Need a bit of low pressure and rain and wind. That'll make all the difference. I know there's always an excuse. Fishermen's excuses, eh? There's got to be some reason I haven't caught one. Also, there's about 30 acres of out of bounds over there, which they could be hiding in. Might be something to do with it. They're certainly not out here in the open water, and they're certainly not up the other end in the open water. There's so many weed beds, so many, like sort of huge rafts, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 acres even of floating weed they could be hiding under. So until the weather changes and a bit of cooler air and wind brings them out in the open, it's going to be hard work. There you go. No one ever said it was going to be easy. So, till next time, ta-da.